Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. And, folks, I got to tell you, I am in a great mood tonight because this weekend was Father's Day, and Daddy got just what he wanted. No one came to Trump's big, stupid birthday parade. Isn't that pleasant? Nobody just... No. So no one came, though, of course, the White House claims that 250,000 people attended. So now, apparently, 250,000 people looks like this. They must be really good at hide and seek. It was... MAGA stands for Make America Grass Again, I guess. Whoa! It was so... Thank you, Matt. That was so sparsely attended that these poor troops were forced to march past empty bleachers. You guys, I don't think our parents came to our show. It's not fair to the soldiers. They've got to be there. It wasn't just the low turnout. It also lacked a certain showmanship, which is surprising because we heard it had tanks and stuff. But in reality, this is what you got. We may have won WW2, but this weekend we lost the battle of WD-40. There you go. But that tank... I love that sound, though. That tank was so slow, it was later lapped by a tumbleweed. And then by Joe Biden. After that, the parade took to the sky. Took to this guy holding a drone. It is gonna blow his mind when he finds out that that thing can fly. A parade this big might sound like a giant waste of taxpayer money, but the White House did find a way to make a teeny bit of that cash back.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Lockheed Martin. Special thanks to our sponsor, UFC. Special thanks to our sponsor, Coinbase.
Now, some people have said that's in bad taste, but remember, our military has always had sponsorships. Who can forget FDR's speech after Pearl Harbor?
December 7th, 1941, a date that is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. We are farmers, bum, 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 World War II.
Yeah. Good folks at Farmers, very good folks at Farmers. The parade's corporate sponsors included the new energy drink Form, who handed out cans of their new flavor, Screamin' Freedom, which contains 200 milligrams of caffeine and an additional 100 milligrams of whole coffee extract. I don't know about the freedom part, but if you drink that, I guarantee you at least one of your orifices will be screaming. Orifice? Orify? Orifices? Also, if you're tempted to have a taste, please be aware, Screamin' Freedom is not recommended for children, people sensitive to caffeine, pregnant women, or women who are nursing. In fact, if you drink Screamin' Freedom while you're nursing, your baby actually pops off your breast and flies around the room like a balloon. It looked like nobody was having a good time at this thing. Not even Donald Trump. Here he is celebrating his birthday. That is one sad sack of potatoes. No, this is exactly the birthday I wanted. A hot, wet, empty lawn with the band playing my favorite tune. Crank it up. At one point, the president tried to get a little birthday loving from his wife and rejected. He tries a little pinky. That is risky of her not to respond to his pinky because as commander-in-chief, he could have declared a thumb war. Oh, my God, it was wonderful. It was such a long day that the birthday boy seemed to fall asleep during the fireworks. You know what he needs? A little... Hey! Some screaming freedom. Some screaming freedom. Let's crack that open.
Oh.
Have that stored in a well-ventilated room. Of course, as reported on Fox News, the parade was a glorious patriotic display of America's most powerful sauntering. But their celebratory broadcast went off the rails when Fox brought on military expert Rebecca Koffler, who appeared to have recently been defeated in the Battle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Rebecca, what are your thoughts tonight on the incredible symbolism and the messaging that we saw here tonight from the Commander-in-Chief on the Army's 250th birthday?
I am so excited, Emily and Lucas Tomlinson.
You're not supposed to be sloshed when you call into Fox News. You're supposed to be sloshed when you host Fox News. And here's what happened when Koffler tried to give a shout out to the president.
Because of the mismanagement of the administrative states, they've been fighting these foreign wars. But with our new in chief, Donald J. Trump.
Did she just say Dolly Jane Trump? It is so sad, folks. You send your little president to the military parade, a beautiful boy. He comes back a Dolly Jane. Oh. I wish I was breastfeeding. After that footage went viral, Koffler denied being drunk, tweeting, "Truth, audio, video during #military parade were corrupted due to intermittent, slow internet connection." No, she's right. We checked the FiOS website, and it said there was indeed a blackout in her area. So, the crowd... FiOS. Some FiOS fans. I'm an Xfinity man myself. So the crowd was a little sparse down in D.C., but you know where people did show up? Everywhere else in America. Because an estimated 5 million people protested the Trump administration's corruption and overreach at No Kings marches all across the country. Look at that. Man, that is beautiful. That's beautiful.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
More like that.
Hell yeah.
That was beautiful to
Hell
behold,
yeah.
but it got to be a rough birthday for him. Sorry, Billy, no one RSVP'd for your party. Maybe we could stop over at the neighbors. They got a ton of kids jumping into the pool yelling, "We hate Billy." Attendance was so huge on Saturday, the experts are saying No Kings was the biggest protest in U.S. history. History. This is history. History. That means biggest in history of America means that more people came together at the No Kings rally than back when this country was actually fighting against kings. So officially, Americans are more against the red hats than the red coats. It was great. It was great, and it was everywhere. Here in New York, despite a rainy day, an estimated 50,000 people marched down Fifth Avenue.
Wow.
Yeah. 50,000. Mm-hmm. That's not too shabby. Usually to get that many people in New York lined up in the rain, you've got to invent a cross between a brownie and a bagel. Some say it's just a brownie with a hole in it, but I say it's a browngle. It costs $40, and the line starts in Queens, back there. Get in line. The Philadelphia march ended at the famous Rocky Steps, which is perfect because Rocky movies are all very political. We all remember Ivan Drago's speech about cutting funding for Medicare.
If he dies, he dies.
And it wasn't just out there in like sort of the typical liberal cities. There were over 10,000 folks marching in downtown Dallas, people filling the streets in Bowling Green, Kentucky, protesters in Tucson, Arizona, and in Utah, residents of a senior home hit the streets. Thank you, seniors. Were you one of them? Are you one of them? Danilo? That is a serious threat, because any one of those seniors is fast enough to catch a parade tank. Hey! And the folks out there, they brought their creative energy. There were tons of fun signs. Nationally guard D's nuts. You sucked in Home Alone 2. And this president is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met. Do not trust him. He's a fugly slut. That's harsh. Those are harsh words. Even more impressive, the sign was being carried by Melania. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Mariska Hargitay and Senator Tammy Duckworth. And when we come back, meanwhile, George.